Welcome back, same channel, new name. I filmed my previous video before I changed my channel name, but we're now Magically Emily, which still has the same ring and rhyme as Zippity Emily, but I wanted to remove any association with Song of the South. Splash Mountain has always been my favorite attraction because I love the combination of the thrilling water flume ride mixed with a dark ride with animatronics. And if you're like myself, for the majority of your life, you had no idea Splash Mountain was even based on a movie. And part of the reason for that is because Song of the South is so racist and offensive that Disney has kind of kept it locked in the depths of the vault. There's a reason why it's never had a home video release. And if you haven't, take the time to educate yourself on Song of the South. Even just read the Wikipedia page about it and about the Uncle Remus tales. So I really do think it is time to say goodbye to those things that have their origin in Song of the South. And so I'm now very happy to be Magically Emily. And so for today's video, what I thought might be fun was to show some of the other kind of Disney collections that I have, because obviously I am a huge pin collector. Pin collecting is kind of, you know, the #1 Disney thing that I do. But I don't collect Disney mugs or Funko Pops or keys. I do definitely have a lot of Minnie Mouse ears, and I have a whole video showing that. But I tend to gravitate toward more random Disney collectibles, things that are typically free. So I have some collections of buttons, park maps, tickets, and then just kind of the actual literal random stuff. So the first thing that I wanted to share was my current collection of Disneyland annual pass holder mobile order buttons. Probably like over the past year or so, Disneyland has had different waves of mobile order buttons released at various quick service establishments for annual pass holders, basically as a way to incentivize them, I think, to use mobile order. So they rotate in time with different establishments where if you mobile ordered, you could pick up an annual pass holder mobile order button. Now, obviously, I am not an annual pass holder, but I decided to collect a number of buttons from the set because I am in love with the artwork. I think they're all done by Jeff Granito. I am a huge fan of his artwork style. And aesthetically, I think these buttons are so awesome. And because I obviously couldn't get any of these firsthand, my friend Karen, who is Disney Pinterests on Instagram, sent along a few to me, and then the rest I all found on eBay. So this is the current collection of what I have, and I think I have just about all of the ones that I do want, because there's obviously a lot of, you know, other quick service places I haven't yet eaten at. But we have a button for the adorable snowman frosted treats. Then we have one for Gibson Girl ice cream, which I will say I've never eaten at Gibson Girl because I don't have full dairy, but I was so obsessed with the design of this. Then we have the mint julep bar, which I guess, yeah, again, I also haven't eaten at and won't be able to, but this is aesthetically so pretty. Then we have one for the tiki juice bar, gotta love your Dole Whips. Then I have a Bengal barbecue. Bengal barbecue definitely deserves all the hype that it gets. I love the little like Mickey shaped skewers. Then we have one for the milk stand because blue milk is one of the most delicious substances ever. Another Galaxy's Edge one for Docking Bay 7 food and cargo. Some, I think, fried Endorian tip yip chicken. Then we have one for Flo's V8 Cafe. The colors on this are so pretty. And then finally, the Jolly Holiday Bakery with little penguin holding a macaron. I wish I could get like prints of this artwork, or if they made like t-shirts with it, that'd be so cool. But these are really the only kind of like Disney buttons that I've been collecting. I obviously have like some other Disney buttons that I do keep and collect, like, you know, a Disneyland First Visit button, but these are my favorites. So the other thing that I collect are park maps. I had made it my goal to get a park map from every single Disney park around the world, which I did succeed at. And I'll save any park map that comes my way. So I have my collection kind of split into ones that I've received, typically through pin mail, and then other ones that I've gotten myself from when I've been in the parks. And I love park maps because they're such a wonderful snapshot of the current time. So seasonally, they'll usually always have like different kinds of designs, and then obviously you can see over time time, like the maps themselves change as they put in new attractions. And also the awesome thing about park maps is that they're totally free. So I first have just a few maps from Shanghai Disneyland. I have some fun different seasonal ones. I also have just one times guide and then actually a little flyer for their pin hunting event. Then I have just a few maps from Tokyo Disneyland. These I think I got when I initially had my Tokyo Kawaii Club mailers. So these were actually the hardest for me to find, but these then brought my collection to fulfilling every single Disney park. Then I have my Disneyland Paris map collection, and I didn't realize that I actually had this many Paris maps. So Paris has 2 parks, but they make it so that both of the parks are on one map. I also have a few that are like programs for showtimes. And I think that all of these are actually the English language version of the maps. Then I have quite a lot of maps and times guides from Hong Kong Disneyland. And I do think that pretty much all of these I've gotten as kind of extras with pin mail purchases. So you can see that I really like Hong Kong Disneyland pins, but they have really cute, sweet designs for all their guide maps. And then I have a whole bunch of times guides from Hong Kong Disneyland. There's a few matching pairs that are so cute, like this Nick and Judy one. Then I've got my Walt Disney World park maps. So these are all, I guess I'd call it the newer maps. I think these maps are kind of ugly. I don't like the design of them, but whenever I've gotten them in pin mail, I do always save them. I also have some special maps. So I ended up with 3 of the like really fancy Pandora opening day maps for Animal Kingdom. And then I have one of the super fancy opening day maps for Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios. Then I definitely have the most Disneyland maps out of everything. Again, I love how you can kind of like see times change and holidays, special events they have with the maps. I also do have the fancy opening day map for Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. And I do keep all of them organized in date order. So if you can see, there's a little code on the base of here, and that's a code for the date of this. So this one is from 2016. But then I have my old school map collection from my Disney World trips. So this here is a Magic Kingdom map from 2003. The oldest maps that I have are from 2003, which was the same trip that I started pin collecting. So this was kind of the first time I started collecting and saving other memorabilia. You can see fun back when it was MGM Studios instead of Hollywood Studios. I have some maps from when I was there during the year of a million dreams. And then the last time I was in Disney World was December 2011, so I have the holiday maps from back then. And then I took multiple copies of all the Disneyland maps from my trips there the past 3 years. So in addition to the park maps, I also collect and save Disney park tickets. The oldest ones I have are from our 1998 trip, so I'm guessing these are definitely my parents' tickets, and I probably didn't save them myself. My dad saved them. But these old tickets are really fun because you can see back in 98, a 6-day park hopper pass for an adult was $219.45. So I just have pretty much from every single Disney trip I've saved my tickets, and I've tried to get and take like either my parents' tickets if they didn't want them at the end. Like even from 2003, I saved our Fantasia mini golf tickets. So kind of as you go through these, the price with time just kind of keeps going up and up. And then my most recent one is my Disneyland ticket from last year. Okay, so now we get into the really random stuff of what I like to collect and keep. So for instance, I have the little bow wrapper from the Tropical Hideaway at Disneyland. So yes, theoretically this counts as garbage, but to me this is a collectible souvenir. I saved my receipts for my purchases in Galaxy's Edge because they have the Black Spire Outpost logo at top, and that was extra fancy and cool to me. I also saved my wristband from our Galaxy's Edge preview. I've got a Animal Kingdom parking ticket from 2006. This is when Expedition Everest was brand new. I have a literal napkin from the Plaza restaurant at Magic Kingdom. I've got some extra luggage tags from our Disney Wonder Cruise back in 2006. These are pretty cool. I also have a few Walt Disney World monorail co-pilot licenses. So I'm pretty sure we were at Disney World like just a month or two before the fatal monorail accident. but they used to allow people to ride in the front cab of the monorail, and you could get a co-pilot license if you did. I have this Grand Floridian sticker, which I cut off of the packaging for one of the gingerbread cookies that they sell at the Grand Floridian in the little gingerbread house. So when I say I do collect just kind of like random Disney stuff, I do mean pretty random. But for me, they're like directly tangible parks mementos. They're collectibles, I guess, in a different sense. But aside from pins, this is really the kind of stuff that I like to collect. So I'm assuming that a lot of you are probably also pin collectors, but I'd be interested to know if there are any other Disney things that you like to collect, whether they are more conventional or a little bit more unusual like this. But thanks for watching!